This right here is a perfect example of individuals making decisions. And see, this is exactly why we don't fuck with you, Jeff. Every time you got a straw man the black argument. Fine, poor decisions, but the reason a person makes poor decisions like this matters. You're not necessarily wrong. It does matter why people make decisions.
All right, we're off to a good start.
There's a multitude of factors that go into why people do what they do.
Care to name those factors, Jeff? Why do black people do what they do?
But the consequences for these actions will be the same even if you cry economic disenfranchisement all day.
Damn, already to the consequences? I thought we were talking about the problem. And the problem is financial and economic disenfranchisement. You're already at punishment for poor decisions without having addressed the reason for those poor decisions, which is exactly what I addressed in the video that you're responding to. And that's what we mean by disingenuous.
Well, let's say there's a neighborhood with some gang violence.
Why does that neighborhood have gangs in the first place? Well, who are gangs primarily comprised of, and what do gangs do? Gangs are an unsafe haven for black males to find their masculinity because their fathers have been robbed from them. Unhealthy as the activities of those gangs may be, those gangs started off as community resistance and progress from police brutality. As soon as you financially and economically disenfranchise those males in those gangs, they will retreat into guns, drugs, and crime. And those guns and drugs being dropped off in our community were the items that were placed there by white supremacists. We got whole movies about this, Jeff. Meanwhile, our women's minds are being poisoned by the message of their women that is feminism. But go on, I'm listening.
Stray bullet catches a gang member's mom. He knows who shot the bullets. He then decides he's going to spin back and go kill that individual's mother. And he does.
When your mama has been murked out by somebody, and you're expecting somebody whose mother has just been murdered to think rationally. While, mind you, on the drugs and armed with the guns that white people put there. Sounds about right.
When the police catch him, can he say, oh, well, it was just an eye for an eye? And then is he going to be free? No, he's going to be in jail for the rest of his life for murder.
Which is kind of an odd ideology to hold in Little White Heart, seeing as how when September 11th happened, white people jumped in planes and flew across seas to murder somebody else's mother. How that song go? It's cool when they do it. It's a problem when I do it. You know the rest. But I noticed, Jeff, in your little scenario that you just created, you still didn't mention why the young man that was shooting the weapon that arbitrarily killed somebody else's mother was committing that crime in the first place. And you also didn't address why the person whose mother was unalived decided it was a good idea to avenge her. You really have no idea how gang culture works, do you? Have you ever heard of a blood feud?
No, it's not disingenuous. It's just solution-oriented. And one of the biggest solutions is going to be us making better decisions.
So the solution to orchestrated financial and economic disenfranchisement is black people do better, not get rid of white supremacy. Huh. That's not a solution. That's avoiding the problem. Because if white supremacy and racism didn't exist, we wouldn't be having this conversation at all. This video bordering on 3 minutes, and I know people's attention span ain't that long. Bars.